Monica Brown, and I'm running for place 5. And so David and Jessica and myself all have been very, very actively involved, showing up, speaking, calling out issues. And so just so you know, you have 3 solid conservative candidates, and we are all fully endorsed by True Texas Project, and that means a lot. Okay, I'm just going to go over a few more announcements, and I'm going to turn it over to Mike Alcott, okay, in just a minute. So, you know there's 17 constitutional amendments, right? Today, I also brought you the True Texas Voter Guide. Now, this one is unique to Hood County, but it lists the 17 constitutional amendments and what True Texas said about it. But like she said, this is a guide. No one's trying to shove anything down your throat. You can go look at their website below and see why they thought what they thought. Make this your cheat sheet. You can take it in, and you can make it look like whatever you want, okay? So we're going to pass those around. It also mentions on there our mayoral race here, and thank you. Very good. Jim Jarratt is going for re-election. He is endorsed by True Texas, and also David Farris for City Council Place 5. So if you live in the city, you can vote for them. And if you're in the county or city, you can vote for school board positions, and you can vote for all 3. So some people think, oh, I can't vote, I live too far out. No, everybody can vote. So let's remember that. And then there's 2 bonds. There's a jail bond, and there is a road bond, okay? And I just want to tell you really briefly, I feel like...
I'm sorry, we can't hear.
You can't hear?
There's too much going on. Can we pause for a second? I don't mean to be rude, but...
I understand.
Just, let's wait until...
Jim, will you let them know, because we can't hear, it's not okay. Okay. Okay, if we can be really quiet and make sure people can hear, that'd be awesome. Okay. So what I was doing was passing out a voter guide. And no worries, listen, we have a family. We know that sometimes we have to wait a second, right? It's okay, everything's fine. And we are here together in unity to make a better Texas, make a better Hood County, Erath County, Johnson County. What was your county again? Glen Rose, Somerville?
I've got 3 counties.
Oh, 3 counties, oh my goodness. Okay, what are your 3 counties?
Parker, Johnson, and Hood in the city limits.
Parker, Johnson, and
And then
Hood,
the
okay.
fire department goes partially into town counties. So
Okay.
that makes it 4.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you noticed, but I shared something about public schools and protecting them and supporting them, because they aren't going away. And right now, 90% of our kids are in those institutions, okay? They may self-destruct some, we're watching that, but at the same time, supporting them and building them up is really important. So my point on that is that I'm gonna show you some things, some public information requests that I have asked for, also related to the jail, before I vote for a jail bond, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna know, but even still, before I do, I asked our sheriff, are you cooperating with ICE? Some of you saw my emails way back on that. It was very confusing. Nobody I knew could understand his response. In other words, it was a no at that time, and excuses. And then I was at Commissioner's Court on Tuesday, and by the way, bravo to that man right there. He sits on Commissioner's Court. I didn't say it earlier, I was emphasizing Melanie, but Mr. Eagle also has been very instrumental in helping set the Texas Republican platform through just committees and work he's done over the years. So he really has a very sharp mind related to conservative principles and policies. Anyway, in that meeting, the first thing that happened, we had a lot of community activity, and the presiding officer or the judge of the meeting said, let's reduce everyone down to 2 minutes, which if you don't speak, it's already hard to speak. And then if they reduce you down at the last minute, that's even harder. And he did a point of order, and I think it was called a point of order or something, suspend the rules. And he said, could we let these people speak? First Amendment rights, right? They came here to speak, and then they voted on it. And thank God we have enough conservatives up there that they said, yeah, let's do it. So we got our 5 minutes to speak. It was beautiful. Okay, so while I was there, I mentioned this thing about not feeling secure about the illegal immigration situation, and that I hadn't got a clear answer out of our sheriff who was in the room, which I don't disrespect him. I'm just like, hey, this is important to me. I'm a mother. I have daughters, right? I have sons, but I have daughters too, and I don't want mine to be the next story, if you know what I mean. So he stopped me afterwards and spoke with me for a few minutes, and he told me he would answer my public information request, which he hadn't at that point. But he only has 10 days, and he was still within his time. So he did give me the illegal immigrant information, how many people are in our jails, because we're saying our jails are overcrowded. And it amounts to it started out about 10 on average a day in there, and now it's about, or at some point it was 18. And then while he was talking, he told me that just across the street from the Justice Center, there's apartments there. And there is a Venezuelan gang members live over there. But he said, but they're laying low. I thought, you just told the mother that they're laying low next door? I mean, if it were me, that's a roach or something, I'd go spray it with Ray, right? I would get my broom after that thing. If I can see it and I know it's there. So if you're telling me they're illegal, and I know I'm talking big because I'm not the sheriff, I'm just saying my heart is to be protected. And I said, if you don't protect us and make it a big deal, they will come here. They'll think it's a welcome spot, right? So it's important to me. And the other thing he said, which I thought was interesting, is that the big issue is females. So many females in our jail. And we only have so many spaces for females. He said we have room for the males and then some left over. Then move those women over to the other cell and block it off somehow. I don't know, that's my suggestion. And again, I'm talking big because I haven't been in the jail, I haven't visited it. But my understanding from other people is that there is room and we can move them over. So in that case, I'm more of a nip and tuck kind of person myself. I've had to be that way. I've never had so much money I could just do anything I wanted to. So that is my thought about the jail, and I am getting answers, and I brought it. And the reason I said all that was to say you are a United States citizen. And some of you are believers, so you know you're of that kingdom too, and that's both important, kings and priests, right? So there's prayer, and then there's this authority we should walk in. But if you are a United States citizen, you can write a public information request. You can find out answers. I have a ton of them. And so, and I don't want to be the only person writing them. I think that's not a good idea. But the point is, when I didn't get the answer and I shared it with others, and I wrote another one. And recently I've written some to our school because another person let me know this week that our school district is bringing in people from Colombia to teach English to our students.
What the hell?
Okay, so we won't go too far there. Yesterday, these are local announcements, by the way. Yesterday, a lady from the Daughters of American Republic, okay, ready? Daughters of American Republic took Revolution. Am I correct? Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this right because I always say Republic and I'm wrong. Okay, Department of Daughters of the American Revolution. Okay, so this book right here. It is called Texas Before the Lone Star. I'm going to pass it around, but don't take it home. It's mine. And what she did was she gave it to every private school in Granbury. She gave it to the public library, and they took it. She took it to Leah Dawson, who is the lead of acquisition here for Granbury Independent School District. And Leah told her the same thing she told me. We won't take this book because of HB 900. Okay? That's what Leah said. It even has TEAC requirements in here for Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. It even helps a teacher how to teach it. So I'm going to pass it around so you can see what a lovely book it is. I hope you buy one. And there's a QR code in the back. So she tried to give that book to our school district and wanted it in every student library. And the answer was no. And I have the letter from Leah Dawson right there. Leah's the one who flew in the airplane with her husband here in Granbury Independent School District. He is gone and she's still there. So I offered her this book, the Founding Father book. It's called Founded on Freedom. First Liberty gives these out for free. There is a QR code in the back if you want to take a picture, and it will read it to you. It's 5 minutes, okay? They said, no, it's too good. Okay, they didn't say it's too good, but they didn't give it to us for that reason. And they used HB 900 literally in an email to me to say, we will not take it, and I had a whole case of them so every school could have it. This one's called No Better Letter. It's about the Danbury letter, okay? Same deal. They would not do it. It has a QR code in it too. You're going to want these for Christmas presents for your grandkids. And it's First Liberty if you know who that is. Okay. Sure, yeah, pass it around. You've already read that book, right? Okay, so just as an example, this is my public information request that came in from Sheriff Deeds. And it lets you know the immigration information. And I think just this month they got a little notice that said they'll be paid more if they get this job done. So if you're in law enforcement, there's some of that. So you can just page that, kind of see what that's like. It's really easy. Yes, ma'am.
Going back to that House bill that you quoted, can you just, for people who don't know, can you just kind of summarize what that House bill is?
Okay, so HB 900 was to stop sexually explicit books in academic libraries for students, for minors. To say you can't put a historically accurate book or one written by your people is just not true. And if you go to any school board, you type in, Weatherford ISD, Azle ISD, Boyd ISD, Keller, any of them, You go to school board, you go to policy, you look at E. E is EHAA. Doesn't mean anything. I'm sure it's meant to confuse somebody, but it says accreditation. Read that. That's the one where number 7 says they're to teach the Old and the New Testament and its impact on history, which they don't. And it tells you everything about their first thing is English, language, arts. Second thing is math. It goes all the way down, financial literacy, citizenship, all the stuff. It's fabulous. Any school that follows that is fabulous. You will love it. And that's what we want our schools to do. We just want them to get the policy out and do it. And I would like every teacher to know it's there. So that's really important. And there's even the sex ed information is there. And then if you look at EFB, that's the one that talks about your library resources. And yes, of course, they are hired professionals. They can determine if it's a worthy resource or not, okay? So, you know, if you were on the football field and the football was all beat up and bad, could you think the coach could decide to get a new football? Or does he have to have a committee for that? Right? Surely he knows what a good football looks like, right? It's the same thing with the books. These people know. And we're talking about an academic library. So I put in a public information request today for all the genres. I want to know what are the genres. I know they are. They're kind of weird, like chick literature, aka smut books. Anyway, I won't keep going because I'm not going to take up these men's time. But I just want you to know a lot of paranormal, a lot of depressing stuff that will never go away. It's not sexually explicit. They fought us tooth and nail over sexually explicit. They kept a lot of it in. But they have so much grooming material in there that you're not getting it out. But if you want to overcome evil with good, you get these other good books in there. And with the fact that they won't take them, another public information request I asked today, what about the 10 Commandments? Isn't that supposed to be on the walls? And I can tell you they're dragging their feet right now. And there are citizens who said, look, I'll give it to you in perfect specs, framed and everything. Just tell me how many you need. Yes, if there's requirements. And there were citizens who wanted to get behind that and pay for it. And it's like talking to rocks, and it shouldn't be. But then again, if you fly around in an airplane and you can't figure out that that's wrong, then maybe you can't evaluate books. And I'm sorry to say that. Okay, here's another one. The Texas Border and Immigration is coming up. True Texas Project is sponsoring this. President Chris Russo from Texans for Strong Borders and Texas State Rep Senate candidate David Cook will be there. This will be at Spring Creek Barbecue. Please, let's pack it out. Let's don't let them come and not be there, okay? If you need more, I've got more of those. So I'm giving them the information that the sheriff gave me about immigration. And I contend you might not need a jail if you had the illegal immigrants out and you didn't let them house over at the apartments and lay low. I'm personally not into that. We need volunteers. Julie mentioned that. We need to pass a hat, if you don't mind, somebody with a hat. We'll just pass it around. And put your money in it if you want to. If you don't want to, no worries. I believe all our needs are going to be taken care of. Okay, here's another local announcement. This is a meet and greet for your candidates. There's going to be barbecue. Brisket cooked by a certain person that's wonderful. He's a justice of the peace here, Jeff Kelly. He's going to cook the brisket. So that's coming up this Saturday. Let's see, I think I've just about finished giving you everything. Okay, there's a biblical citizenship class being taught in Parker County this weekend, and that will change your life forever. And if you don't get to do it, go to Patriot Academy and just register as a Constitution coach, and you can see the information yourself for biblical citizenship, and you can learn at home for a whole year for free. And then you can teach your friends if you want to. So that's biblical citizenship. Okay, I think I'm finished. I do have public information request samples up here that I can share with y'all if you want. And then I wanted to, let's see, one more announcement before I have you come up, okay? We're almost ready. Next month we have senior investigative reporter. His name is Kellen Jones. And he will talk about the way that Texas companies are filling their job openings with HB1 visas. So this will be a little bit more along the lines of immigration issues. Some of the corporate giants